Miles opens passion-struck with a stark realization: most people are drifting. Not failing, not struggling visibly, but coasting through life on autopilot, disconnected from what truly matters. From the very first pages, he sets the tone: this book is not for those looking for comfort. It's for those ready to wrestle back control over their lives, to wake up with purpose, and to become intentional in every choice they make. The central metaphor of the book is going from passive to passion-struck. Miles describes how he, a former Navy officer and Fortune 50 executive, had everything that looked like success from the outside, yet inside, he felt disoriented, purposeless, and emotionally numb. That pain became his turning point. He left the corporate world and began a quest to understand how people ignite, how they wake up to themselves, and live lives that feel worth living. The book is structured around 12 core principles, each forming a chapter. Rather than generic motivational fluff, each principle is grounded in neuroscience, psychology, philosophy, and deeply personal stories, not just from Miles, but from Olympians, artists, trauma survivors, and everyday heroes. Fire Principle 1: Live life undivided. Miles opens with a story about a friend who spent decades chasing what others expected: career titles, luxury, praise. Only after a health crisis did she confront the truth: she had built a life around performance, not purpose. This principle is about integrity, living in alignment with your internal compass rather than external noise. It sets the foundation: independence is impossible when your values and actions are at war. Brain Principle 2: Choose curiosity over control. Here, Miles shares how control can be a cage. Many people cling to certainty, jobs they hate, relationships that numb them, because they're afraid of the unknown. But independence means embracing the mystery. He introduces micro-curiosities. Tiny daily risks that slowly rewire your life from fear to flow. Person Climbing Principle 4: Make pain your power. In one of the book's most gripping chapters, Miles tells the story of an Iraq War veteran who was nearly destroyed by PTSD. Instead of collapsing into victimhood, the man rebuilt his life by mentoring young men struggling with trauma. His pain became his fuel. Miles argues that freedom isn't found in escaping pain, it's found in redeeming it. Principle 7: Be the author, not the character. This is the heart of the book's message on independence. Miles recounts a powerful moment when a guest on his podcast, an abuse survivor, said, "I realized I wasn't the story, I was the storyteller." From there, the chapter teaches how to stop playing roles that others wrote for us. He gives tools for rewriting your identity with intention, starting with morning practices, honest journaling, and setting boundaries with those who feed your old narrative. Sparkle's Principle 10: Unleash your inner artist. This chapter isn't about painting, it's about creativity as rebellion. Miles writes about how every person has an artist inside, and that reclaiming this creative self is an act of liberation. He includes stories of people who left law, tech, or academia to start pottery studios, become life coaches, or launch social change movements, not because they were certain, but because they were called. As the book progresses, it becomes clear that Passion Struck is a self-help book with teeth. It doesn't just make you feel good, it calls you to action. Miles includes reflective prompts and challenges at the end of each chapter, such as: what would your 100-year-old self beg you to stop ignoring? List 3 things you're tolerating right now, and 1 courageous step to change one. What if discomfort isn't a warning sign, but an invitation? These aren't rhetorical. They are designed to disrupt passivity, the great enemy of independence. In one especially moving chapter, Miles explores identity fatigue, the exhaustion of trying to be everything to everyone. Through the story of a burnt-out entrepreneur who nearly ended her life, he shows how breaking free begins with subtracting, not adding. Letting go of outdated goals, false obligations, and performative roles becomes a sacred act of reclamation. Toward the end of the book, Miles shifts from personal to collective independence. He writes about legacy, how becoming passion-struck doesn't just change your life, but ripples into others. He shares the story of a formerly incarcerated man who became a youth mentor, and a corporate dropout who started a mental health nonprofit for young men. These stories highlight that independence isn't selfish, it's infectious. The writing style is emotional but grounded. Miles has the voice of a coach who believes in your potential more than you do, and the wisdom of someone who's walked through the fire himself. He's not selling easy answers, he's inviting hard, beautiful work. Checkered flag. Final takeaway: passion is a decision, not a destiny. Miles closes the book with a plea: stop waiting to be rescued. Don't wait for the perfect time, the right person, or the big break. Instead, choose passion today, not as a feeling, but as a discipline. Real independence doesn't happen once you arrive. It begins the moment you start choosing what sets your soul on fire, even if it scares you. If Sovereign is about mastering your internal world, Passion Struck is about lighting it on fire and using it to reshape your external life. It's a raw, structured, and deeply human invitation to rise, choose boldly, and live on your own terms.